Hello everybody, this is Jared the Geek, and I'm here to show you iOS 10. Okay guys, here it is, iOS 10, and the first thing we see when we turn on our iPhone is, of course, the lock screen, and Apple has redesigned the lock screen in iOS 10. It functions differently and looks a bit different as well. So the first thing you'll probably notice is this bold typography here on the lock screen. You can see the time. It's a little bolder, and the date is bolder as well. And we also have this new lock icon at the top of the screen, which shows us if our device is locked or unlocked. So now, instead of sliding to unlock, you'll see a little message which should appear, which prompts you to press home to unlock. So you'll see that again. Wait for it to appear. It will say press home to unlock, and so that's what we do. We can turn our device on, and then we simply press our finger in with home with Touch ID, and it takes us to the home screen. Now, if we want to use a passcode, what you would do is turn your device on and press it without the fingerprint, and then you can put your passcode in there. And if you turn it on with the home button, like this, it reads your Touch ID like usual, but what this allows you to do is remain on the lock screen and view your notifications. So in iOS 10, it's a lot easier to interact with your device without actually having to go to the home screen. So you can see here, if I turn my device on, in fact, if I turn it on like this and I put my Touch ID in, you can see it's now unlocked, but it doesn't automatically go to the home screen because now I can interact with my device on the lock screen. And when we slide, there's no more slide to unlock. It's obviously press home to unlock now. So what we can do is we can slide this way, and instead of the device unlocking, we have this nice widgets view here. So it looks really good. I love the way they've designed these kind of bubbly looking widgets. There's a nice transparency there, so you can see your home screen background, and the time slides nicely to the right. We have a search here at the top, and we have our weather. We have some reminders. You can get news, app suggestions. All these can be expanded or minimized like this, as you can see there, and you get these personalized news stories. You get top stories. You get For You stories, and this is all right from the lock screen. So I can actually put my Touch ID there. All right, it won't unlock, and I can put my Touch ID in like this. And now I have access to all of these widgets, all this information. I can just tap it and go right into the app. So there's some really nice improvements on the lock screen overall. Another change that we have here is instead of having to try to find that little camera, I can remember in iOS 9 and iOS 7 and 8, we had this little camera icon where you could just swipe up and get to the camera quickly. Well, now it's even quicker to get to the camera. All we have to do is slide this way, and it automatically opens up our camera app. Another quick change in the camera app you'll see here while I'm on it is now instead of the filters being here, you have the camera switcher, which is a lot easier. It makes it a lot easier to switch which camera you're using, and the filters are still here like usual, so that's great. Once we do unlock the device, we see the same home screen that we had in iOS 9, same system font, same layout. Nothing has changed there on the home screen front. However, we do have a widgets view, just like we do in the lock screen. We can slide to the right, and we have the same widgets that are on the lock screen. So basically, you have this widgets view. You can organize it, and you have these same layout, same type of widgets. Everything is the same as it is on the lock screen. And actually, if you go into an app, go in the settings here for an example, you can swipe down, and you can see notifications here. I'll show you that in a minute, but you can swipe over and get to your widgets in any app. So whether you're on the lock screen, the home screen, or in an app, you can always see these widgets here. So it's really nice. Apple's made a nice kind of widgets view that you can just access wherever you are on your device. So that's really nice. Another fundamental thing that's kind of changed is the app opening animation. So you might have seen that when I opened that. I'm going to open that again. And you can see, you may be able to detect a change, you may not, but it is a change, especially when you see it in person. It's kind of tweaked. It seems nice and smooth on the iPhone 6 here. I'm sure it's smooth on other devices as well. And yeah, overall, it just is a really nice animation there. So that's changed. Control Center has been tweaked, in fact, updated, totally redesigned, and it looks really nice. I like this, the way it looks. Instead of that filling up like the whole bottom of the screen, you can see here, it kind of appears as like a bubbly type window, and you can still see a little bit of your dock and the home screen background there. So it's kind of like a square that doesn't take up the entire screen, and you can swipe over to get to your audio playback. So you can view your music here. It shows your album artwork, or if you're listening to like this, you can see it's MLB radio. you have this, and you can easily control the volume. So the only thing is it does require an extra swipe if you want to quickly control the volume. But what's good is that if you swipe down like that and then you bring it up again, it stays on the whatever pane you were at previously. Some nice control center tweaks there, and the notification center looks different as well. It's pretty similar, but there's a few tweaks. Now you can spotlight search within any app. So anytime you pull notification center down, you can quickly just search like that, and that's really cool. You can see the notifications look different now too. They have this nice white bubbly look. I really like the way these look. Much better than iOS 9 in my opinion. You can quickly clear them, or you can clear all of them. If you have a bunch of these here, you can quickly clear and they all go away. So that's really nice. One of the biggest changes in iOS 10 comes to the Messages app. Now, Apple says that Messages is the most frequently used applications on iOS. So Apple has made a bunch of changes and added a bunch of cool stuff here. So I'm just going to show you multiple things here. So I'm just going to send a text to myself quickly so I can get this conversation started. And you can see I'm talking to myself here. There you go. But you can see the first thing you'll notice is you have this nice contact picture at the top. So you can always see the faces or the contact pictures of the people you're talking to. So I do like that change. It's nice to have that at the top of the screen there. Of course, we have the emoji keyboard like usual, but when you send an emoji, it shows up 3 times larger than before. So it's a lot easier to see them. A lot of times they were really small, but you can send up to 3 like this. Then as you add more, they start to get smaller, obviously, because they wouldn't be able to all fit. But you can send them like this, and it looks really nice. It's a great way, of course, for sending emoji, and it makes it a lot easier to see them. But that's not the only change to emoji. You can also now do this kind of emojification, if you will. You can type stuff like home, car, happy, angry. I'll try this, and let's add pizza there at the end. And we tap this, and you can see all of these are words that can be turned into emoji. You can tap, 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 and tap, and we get emojis for every word. So that's really cool. You can type something out. You want to fill it with emojis. You can absolutely do that without having to search and scroll through these endless list of emojis to try to figure out which one you need to have. It'll suggest it automatically for you. Another thing that it will do is it will actually suggest emojis when you're typing. So you could type something like, I'm so happy, and it will automatically suggest an appropriate emoji. So you can tap that and it'll put that inside the word. So some nice emoji improvements there. I know everyone loves emoji, so I'm sure a lot of you will love this. Another thing that's better is better links. So you can you can type a link here. You can see there it recognizes that it's a link, and it automatically brings up this really nice preview here. And it's really great because you can see the web page. It's not just like this jumble of website text that makes no sense that fills up a whole message, and you gotta tap it and brings you to it and stuff. It will just bring this nice preview. It looks way cleaner, and it looks a lot just overall really nice. Another thing that's cool is when you send YouTube videos. When you receive a YouTube video from someone, it will load up the video, and you can actually tap the video and watch it within the conversation without having to leave the Messages app. So that's super helpful. Now let's take a look at some of these new effects that they've added. Let's say someone sends you a link just like this. You can long press on this, and you can long press on any message someone sends you, and you can quickly give some feedback. So I'm going to say like, oh yeah, great. Thanks for sending me that. And people will get the alert that you sent a feedback on there. So that's really cool. You could say, something like, how about pizza? And we'll use the emoji suggestion. We'll do that. And then the other person could quickly say like, sure, I love that. And there you go. It pops up. And you can see there. You can see what the person thinks about it without having to type out another message. So that's kind of a cool, little helpful feature. But probably the coolest things, the ones that people are going to love the most, is these bubble effects. You can say something like this. Let's just say I love iOS 10 because it is awesome. And what you do is you hold down. You can tap this to send it like normal, but you can hold it down, and you get this list of different bubble effects. So you could send something like this with invisible ink, which is really cool. It will send it like this. You can see it's kind of blurred out, and you actually would have to rub, which I'll show you that in a minute. I'll send it like this. When the other person gets it, they can rub to reveal, to wipe away the invisible ink and reveal what the person said. You can also do these on pictures. So you could send like a picture, for example. Let's send a picture. Let's see here. Let's send this. And you can hold down and you can send it with invisible ink. Send it like that. And then you can see the person has to swipe it away to reveal what the person said. So that's really nice for sending stuff that you want to be a surprise. So it's great for that. And while I'm on this camera thing here, you can see when I tap the camera, I can quickly take a picture. I can even swap the camera out like that. And I can quickly take the picture right there, and it appears right in the message bubble. That's super blurry anyway. But you can quickly view all your recently taken pictures like this, and you can add them in there. You can add as many as you want, and you can easily add a comment. So it's a lot easier, nice time saver there that Apple's added for sending pictures, which most of us do very frequently in our messages. So there's more bubble effects, which I will show you now. So you long press like that, you can get this nice gentle effect, so that's nice if you want more of a subtle thing. You don't want the, something that's too obnoxious. You just want it to be nice and gentle there. Then there's a loud one, which is really fun. It kind of goes in and shakes to make it noticeable, and you can see that. That's really cool. And then you can do this one, which is also really cool. It kind of slams, and you can see some dust kind of comes up after it, so that's really cool. But that's not the only effects we have. We have even more. So if we go here, we have the bubble effects, but we also have screen effects. So these take up the entire screen. So you can have these balloons. There's this cool confetti that rains down. That's really cool. These are probably my favorite. These laser lights, these multicolor laser lights. And when you send them like this, it actually sends sound with it, which is just like so cool. So the other person will get that, and it'll come through like this. It's a cool way to be kind of expressive, and I'll show you the other ones as well. They are these lasers. There are also these fireworks that are really cool, and this shooting stars one there as well. So that's a really fun, a lot of cool stuff there, and there's even more. Apple has really jam-packed messages with this update. So now when you turn your device sideways, you can send these handwritten messages. So you can say just anything you want. You can draw stuff, you can scribble, and you can do all this stuff. And you can see it has pre-built ones that are already pre-written, and then it also saves the ones that you've written before. So these two are ones that I've written before, and you can easily, they appear there, and you can easily send them. So that's really cool. And you can see it nicely comes in, and you can see it appears as you drew it. So it looks kind of like you're writing it with a pen. So that's really nice. Another thing we can send here is digital touch messages. So if we tap this arrow here, you can see we have this digital touch button. We can tap that, and you can send a virtual heartbeat like that. And it will you can send taps like this. And you can send sketches, just kind of doodling around. So this used to be an Apple Watch exclusive feature, but now it appears in iMessage as well. And we also have iMessage apps, so third-party developers will be able to access these. You can tap this, and you can view different music. So the Apple Music app within iMessage allows you to send music links, so that's pretty cool. You can send like one of these, and it will give them a link via Apple Music. You also have these... Oh, this is recent, so there's recently used, looks like the handwritten ones appear there too. You also have these kind of classic Mac ones, and these are stickers, so you can like stick them on stuff, and you can say, okay, I like that, that's the bomb, boom. You can just send these stickers, and they just kind of appear in the conversation. That's pretty cool. You can also send these individually, like that. And there's also an images thing, which pulls popular images from, I believe it's around the web. I haven't really checked that out too much. But third-party developers will be able to access these, so the possibilities are endless on these. And that's the iMessage improvements for iOS 10. The next app to get a big upgrade is Photos. So Photos has been updated in iOS 10 with some pretty cool features. The biggest one for me, and I think for a lot of people, is the object and scene recognition. So now Photos will recognize stuff within your pictures and videos as well, and you can search based on the things in them. So you can search for something like, let's say, just dog, and it pulls pictures from your library that it recognizes as dog. So it's starting like almost like scarily accurate. It's really good. Especially for a beta, it's pretty crazy. It even recognizes like food. And I'm not sure if this is all the pictures on my library of food. In fact, I think I probably have more. But you can see every single one of these pictures is food. Like, it's really good. I've found a few mismatches overall, but, I mean, it's pretty darn accurate for a first beta. It even recognizes specific things like donuts. It also recognizes scenes, such as you could type in like beach, and it pulls up photos from the beach, or like a water, it pulls up photos near the water or waterfront, or even like waterways, watercraft. When you're viewing a photo now, you can also tap details or swipe up and see where the photo was taken and other information about it. So that's nice. Allows you to get a little bit more information about the photos you take. And one of the biggest features that Apple is touting is memories. So you have this new tab here in the Photos app called Memories. And what this does is pulls together photos from different events, time periods in your library, and pulls them together into these nice summaries of information. So you can go to you can see it says a trip, it gives you the dates, it does different locations. But you can see here, it pulls together a summary of photos, and you can also tap show all, and it will show all the pictures from that specific trip. And it's kind of like moments, like the individual moments you have here, but it's a little bit broader, and it can recognize like locations. It knows obviously your home address, so where you live, and it can know when you've taken pictures away from that, so it can recognize it as like a trip. At the top of the Memories pane, you'll see this video actually here, and it pulls together photos and videos from this Memories collection here, and it makes it into this nice video. So it'll create the movie, and then you can tap it, and you can actually edit it. So you can say short, medium, or long, and you can change the music, and you can see it changes the typography there. So it's kind of a nice like built-in video editor. So if you kind of want to view some nice pictures from a vacation or trip or something, but don't want to take the time to actually edit it, this will do it all for you, and it's a nice way to view back photos. So it's really nice, and Apple also says that it intelligently pulls together memories based on the time of the year and the places, I guess, location. So you could, like, for example, maybe if it was around Christmas time, it may pull together memories from Christmas, I'm assuming. So overall, this seems to be a nice addition to photos, and it seems like a great way to view memories from trips and just holidays and other stuff like that. The Music app has gotten a full redesign, and I actually am not a big fan of it because they've taken a lot of the color and some functionality out as well. But hopefully they may make some tweaks to it before the beta process is over. But anyway, this is the new Music app. It opens to the Library tab, which is a good change. It used to open to the For You tab, which I never really found that useful anyway. They still have it. They have the For You tab to browse, but it opens automatically to the library, so you can have quick access to your music. You have a list of recently added down here, and you have artists, albums, songs, playlists, and you can edit this to your liking and organize it in the way that you like. So you have this artist view here. You can view all your artists, and it groups your music now. It groups the albums alphabetically. So go to one where I have a few more albums here, and you can see that it groups them alphabetically rather than by the date, which I actually prefer the old way. And the other complaint I have here is that you used to be able to go into an artist and you can see what was in your library, and then you could also see all of their music separately. Well, now if I want to view all their music, I have to go to the search tab, search it, and then go through all their music manually rather than having it just right there for me. So that is kind of a complaint of mine. Another thing too is it used to show you could have an option to show all and view all of the songs in that specific album. Now you just see what's in your library. So I can see, that they made some changes, obviously, because some people have probably complained that there's not a big separation between what they have and what's in Apple Music, and I can understand that, but I do hope that maybe they'll give an option to add some of those features back that were in the old one. But like it or not, this is the way the Music app is now. The Now Playing screen has a new look when you tap a song now here. It appears down there just as before, but it looks a little different. You can see there we have the album artwork that's still pretty prominent. You can now pause it, and it kind of bounces back, and when you play, it bounces forward. It has a nice shadow there. So I do like that, and you can quickly swipe down and go back to your library, and you have these playback controls down there. Also, you can add stuff to Up Next. So you can long press on a song, say play next, you can add another one, play later, and then when we go to our Now Playing screen, we can scroll down and we can see what's up next. You can quickly organize it, shuffle or repeat, that kind of stuff. Also, when the iOS 10 is fully released, there will be lyrics now down there at the bottom. So hopefully, the lyrics will be widely supported. We also have the For You tab, which shows now recently played and some different playlists. And then we have the browse. You can browse through stuff, radio, and the search. So it definitely is different. We have these big headings here. A lot of people have complained. I don't know if that's just a glitch kind of, or if that will be changed hopefully in the future. But that is the new Music app redesign. The News app also has a redesign. You can see we have a new icon there with a nice big N there. and we have that at the top. It also displays a nice big bold date and day of the week, and we also have the temperature there at the top. And now your stories are grouped via topics. So you can see I have sports here, MLB, technology, and you can see different topics. And if you want to view more, you just tap this and you can swipe and read through them all. So some nice changes here in the News app. Yet another app that has gotten a redesign with iOS 10 is the Maps app. So now we have this nice search bar at the bottom instead of the top, so it's a little bit easier to use if you're using it one-handed. We also have the weather there, and this weather kind of updates based on where you're zooming in, or where your location is. So if you're looking at some place across the country, it should give you the weather there at the bottom. So that's really nice. You can get your current location there, and when you search for stuff, you can search for something like this, and it will load, and it will pull up the location, and you can easily see here how far it is. You can swipe it down and swipe all the way down, and you have this nice view here. And when you get directions to a place, now you can search along the route, so it'll suggest gas stations and food places and stuff like that. You can tap to search for those, and you can get directions to those places easily, and it will tell you how much longer it will take to get you to your original location. And then when you're done navigating to those little pit stop type places, then you can go back to the original location that you were navigating to. So that's great for traveling, a great feature there. And last but not least is the ability to delete stock applications. So now you can hold down and you'll see a bunch of options of stock apps that you can now delete. I know a bunch of you have been asking for that. So that is nice that Apple will now let you remove them. And one last thing, there's also a new folder animation, which looks really nice. You can see there. iOS 10 will be released as a public beta in July. It's available now as a developer beta, and it will be available to everyone as a public release in September. That's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough / tour of iOS 10. You guys are going to love it. It's an awesome release so far. It's shaping up to be a really great version of iOS, so I really think you guys are going to love it. Overall, it's a good beta so far, so by the time the public release comes out, I think it's going to be even better. Thanks so much for watching. If you have not already, please be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future geeky content. God bless, have an awesome rest of your day, and bye for now.